Stop scrolling. This is not just another video. This is your moment. If you feel something pulling you to hear this right now, it's not an accident. You are being tested right now. Not tomorrow, not someday. Right now. And the pressure you've been feeling lately, it's not here to crush you. It's here to reveal you. That pressure slowly turned into confusion, didn't it? Suddenly nothing makes sense anymore. Plans you trusted are falling apart, and you're left questioning everything you believed in. And then came the silence. The part nobody prepares you for. No answers, no signs, just quiet nights where you're alone with your thoughts. But this silence is not empty. It's where something inside you starts changing. What feels like nothing is actually the beginning of your growth. This is the moment where most people give up. But this is also where the strongest are made. Because if you stay, if you endure, this is where your life begins to shift. After the pressure, after the confusion, after the silence, comes something powerful. And that something is the change that will define who you become. The pressure you are feeling right now is not random, and it is not meaningless. It is targeted, it is intentional, and it has entered your life at a time when your soul is being prepared for something greater. At first, you thought you could carry it like everything else you have survived before. You told yourself, this is just another phase, just another challenge that will pass like the others did. But this time feels different, doesn't it? Because the weight is not only outside you, it is inside you. It is in your thoughts, in your chest, in those quiet moments where everything suddenly feels too heavy to explain. You kept trying to stay strong for everyone, pretending that nothing is breaking within you. But every single day, the pressure pushed harder, forcing you to face parts of yourself you tried to avoid. Because pressure does something most people fear. It removes the mask and reveals the truth. It exposes your fears, your doubts, and the places where you feel the weakest inside. This is the moment where you feel like you are losing control over everything around you. Plans are slipping, expectations are breaking, and nothing is responding the way you hoped it would. And slowly, without even realizing it, the pressure begins to change the way you think. You start questioning your path, your decisions, and even your own worth in ways you never did before. But here is the truth most people never understand in this moment of pressure. You are not being buried. You are being planted in a place where growth becomes unavoidable. And what you choose to do in this exact moment will decide everything that follows next. Because this pressure is not here to end you. It is here to introduce you to the version of yourself you have never met before. The pressure did not break you, but it led you into something even harder to face. Confusion. Now nothing feels clear anymore, and the path you once trusted suddenly feels unfamiliar and uncertain. You wake up with questions that have no answers, and you carry them with you throughout the day. Every decision feels heavier. Every step feels unsure. Like you are walking without knowing where it leads. What once made sense to you now feels distant. Almost like it belonged to a different version of you. And that realization alone is enough to shake you. Because you no longer recognize your own direction. You begin to question everything. Your choices, your timing, even your purpose in this moment. And the more you try to find clarity, the more it feels like it slips further away from you. This confusion is not loud. It is quiet, deep, and constant inside your mind. It follows you into your thoughts, into your silence, into moments where you wish you could just understand why. And in this space, doubt begins to grow stronger than your confidence ever was. You start wondering if you made the wrong choices, if you are on the wrong path entirely. But what you don't realize is that this confusion has a purpose far deeper than clarity ever could. Because confusion forces you to stop relying on what you thought you knew and start searching for something real. It breaks your certainty so that something stronger can take its place within you. It strips away illusions so you can finally see what truly matters in your life. And even though it feels like you are lost right now, this is not the end of your path. This is the moment where your old self fades and something new begins to take shape. After the confusion, something even deeper enters your life. The silence. Not the peaceful kind, but the heavy kind that makes you feel like everything has gone quiet at once. The answers you were searching for suddenly stop coming, and even your thoughts feel slower than before. It feels like you are speaking, praying, hoping, but nothing is responding back to you anymore. This is the part where most people feel abandoned, where they believe they have been left alone. Because when life goes silent, it feels like you have been forgotten in the middle of your struggle. Days pass, nights feel longer, and you begin to feel disconnected from everything around you. Even the things that once gave you comfort no longer feel the same inside your heart. And in this silence, your thoughts become louder than ever before. Every doubt, every fear, every question echoes stronger because there is nothing else to distract you. But what feels like emptiness is actually something very few people understand. This silence is not your absence of answers. It is the preparation for something deeper within you. Because in silence, distractions are removed and you are left face to face with your true self. There is no noise to hide behind, no escape, only truth waiting to be seen and accepted. This is where real change begins. Not loudly, but quietly and deeply within your soul. It is where your strength is rebuilt, not from outside validation, but from something internal and unshakable. And even though it feels like nothing is happening, everything is actually shifting inside you. Because this silence is not the end of your story. It is the moment before everything begins to change. And then, without noise, without warning, something begins to shift inside you. Not around you, not in your circumstances, but deep within you where no one else can see. The same silence that once felt empty now starts to feel different, almost like it is holding something. You begin to realize that this stillness was not here to punish you, but to rebuild you from within. Your thoughts are not as chaotic as they were before, and your emotions no longer control you the same way. There is a quiet strength forming, something steady, something that does not shake as easily anymore. You start to see things differently, not because life changed, but because you did. The pain that once overwhelmed you now feels like something you can face without breaking. This is growth, and it does not come loudly or all at once. It comes quietly, layer by layer, built through every moment you chose not to give up. You are not the same person who entered this test at the beginning. That version of you reacted with fear. But this version of you responds with awareness. And even though your situation may still look the same on the outside, something inside you has changed completely. You are stronger, calmer, and more aware of who you are and what you can handle now. This is the part most people never reach, because they give up before this transformation begins. But you stayed, you endured, and now you are becoming someone different without even realizing it. And this growth is preparing you for something that requires a stronger version of you. Because what is coming next will not match who you were. It will match who you have become. And then it happens. Not loudly, not all at once, but in a way you feel deep inside. The change you were being prepared for finally begins to reveal itself in your life. You start to notice it in the way you think, in the way you respond, in the way you see everything. The same situations that once broke you now meet a version of you that refuses to fall apart. The fear that once controlled you no longer has the same power over your heart. And for the first time in a long time, you feel something unfamiliar. Peace within yourself. You realize now that nothing you went through was wasted or meaningless. Every moment of pressure, every phase of confusion, every night of silence led you to this version of yourself. This change is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming who you were meant to be. It is about stepping into a strength that was always inside you but needed to be awakened. And now you understand why the test had to be this hard. Because an easier path would have never created this level of strength within you. You did not fail this test, even when it felt like you were close to giving up. You stayed, you endured, and that is what changed everything for you. Now the question is no longer, why did this happen to me? Now the truth is clear. It happened for you, to prepare you for what is coming next. And this version of you, the one who survived it all, is finally ready. Ready for the life, the purpose, and the breakthrough that was waiting on the other side of this test.